Congratulations, you're 25! Go party, break up, make love all night, go travel the world, find yourself. These are the best years of your life, so enjoy them while they last. You will never get them back. You are as beautiful as you will ever be. You are as thin as you will ever be. For the rest of your life, you're going to wish you were 25 again, so soak it in before it ends. Oh my God. Shut up.
Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks. I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to. Subscribe.
Movies, social media, and the older generation's blurred memories of their youth have given me the wrong impression of what my 20s would be like. My expectations were so high. I deadass thought I was gonna be in some 90s rom-com fantasy world, living my best life, being so free and so joyful all the time because I'm young and I'm beautiful and I'm partying all the time. Yeah, that's not what happened. Don't get me wrong. A lot of great things have happened ever since I moved out of my childhood home at 19 for university. I've met some amazing people, I got to do some crazy good stuff, I have a lot of very good memories. But I also faced, and I'm still facing, some very unexpected struggles that over time kind of grew into this beast that is very, very tough to battle. So today, I want to talk about why I think that your 20s might not be the best time of your life. Your 20s mark the beginning of your career. Fresh out of high school, you start your way into college or vocational training or possibly even a new job. Some of us might already have a pretty good idea of, what field of work they see themselves in the foreseeable future. Others might still struggle with that idea a little bit and have to go on a little bit of a soul search to find out what they could be interested in doing for the rest of their lives. For me personally, it was always pretty clear that I was gonna pursue a career in the arts. In my last couple of years of high school, I was dead set on becoming a professional actress. So right after graduation, I applied to a bunch of different acting universities and went on my first little auditioning tour. And I got very lucky and got into a very good university right away. So for the next 3.5 years, I put my heart and soul into my passion, only to then realize that building a career off of this passion was a lot harder than expected. Not only was I facing pretty tough competition, a scarcity of roles for young women like me to play. No, my generation is also in general facing inflation, economic stagnation, and a pretty shitty job market overall. It is not easy starting a career right now, let alone in the arts, where it's never been easy. And even without all these kind of terrible outside factors, starting a career is always hard. You will most likely go through a lot of ups and downs. You will question your skills, your decisions, your talent, and possibly even your self-worth along the way. You are most likely not going to make the amount of money that you deserve or the amount of money that you were aiming for right away, and possibly not for a while. You might even get taken advantage of by your employer or not taken seriously by a colleague. Some of us have to pay off student loans while having to put food on the table and pay rent. So you're most likely not going to be able to afford a super nice apartment or a car, or let alone buy a home. Some of us might not even be able to put away money for the future, and that's okay. That is the reality for most 20-somethings. Just because we see influencers or celebrities, whenever we look at our phone screen or turn on the TV, there's always just luxury and glamour and everybody's spending a bunch of money and buying their first home at 21 or something. That does not mean that that has to be your reality, and it certainly doesn't mean that we, the normal people, are doing life wrong. I have also learned that comparing myself to my parents or my grandparents isn't a very wise choice, simply because we started out at very different places. Not only did I personally choose a career path that is known for being rather tough, the economy is also very different to what it was 30, let alone 50 years ago. Also, finding out that your college degree or your grades don't matter all that much in the real world can be a really tough, hard, big, huge pill to swallow. Because that is something that you've known all your life. Like, we go to school, we work hard, we get good grades. That's the immediate gratification that you get. In life, your grades have no meaning. You can work hard and still get no appreciation. You can work really hard and still not make enough money to pay rent. Getting to a point where you're financially independent, standing on your own feet, that shit takes time and commitment. And unless you are a shooting star in your 20s and have a super crazy career right in the beginning, you're going to have to put work and time in and climb up that career ladder step by step. Having high expectations for yourself can be a really good source of motivation. It can really build you up. It can give you the push that you need to be successful. But it can also make you feel like you're not doing enough, not accomplishing enough, not being enough, especially when you compare yourself to your peers. The funny thing about being 20 is that everybody around you is at a completely different stage in life. Like, some of your friends might be getting married. Some have a super crazy career. Others are traveling the world trying to figure out who they are and what they want to do with their lives. Others are partying college students. Some might be moms already. Comparing yourself to all these different versions of what your life could be is holding you back. It's holding you back from appreciating your own personal growth. My 20s are oftentimes overshadowed by worries, when I should be feeling free and happy and like I can do anything. My whole life is right in front of me. I feel weirdly trapped and old at times. That's because I keep waiting for things that are in the future. I keep anticipating them so much, instead of just appreciating where I'm at in my life right now. I want everything to happen all at once without taking into account that good things take time. Everything in life takes time. Like, time moves at its own pace, and it cannot be forced. The older I get, the wiser I will become, because I'm learning about life and its challenges as I'm experiencing it. So I will live my life never knowing what comes next and what to expect. We see it in movies all the time. 20-somethings are supposed to have a bajillion friends, make friends easily, keep them for the rest of their lives. We're supposed to experiment with different sexual and romantic partners, have a bunch of one-night stands, figure out what we want out of a partner, while at the same time having to find the one that we want to spend the rest of our lives with. Because if we don't do that before 30, something's wrong with us. But I realized in my 20s so far that making friends, real friends, and keeping those friends is really hard. Because while you're doing that, you're also figuring out life as it is. There's so much going on in your head at the same time that social contacts sometimes just fall behind. When you're going to school with the same people that are in your class every single day. So it's pretty easy to find a group of friends to hang out with. But as soon as you graduate and split up into different parts of the world or the country, it becomes really hard to keep in touch. And so with most friendships that you have in high school, they will kind of just float away slowly or fast, and then you're going to set out to find new friends. But everything is completely different now. Your whole world has changed. Your values have changed, your interests have changed, the person that you are is changing. You might be forming the first couple of political opinions, and finding people who match you, not that simple. Finding your place in society, trying to figure out, how to coexist with people, or possibly even enjoy the company of people who are completely different to you is a challenge. You will definitely butt heads with somebody and think you will never talk to that person again because XYZ, and then all of a sudden a couple months pass and you come to appreciate your differences. Your 20s are the time when you're going to probably experience your first heartbreak, possibly even a few. And then over time, you will figure out what you truly want and need from a friend or a partner. And you're going to take that into your next relationship. But getting to that point takes a lot of trial and error. And while you're experiencing it, while you're experiencing the ups and downs and all the emotions, it can be really overwhelming. I know I'm overwhelmed all the freaking time. I have asked myself countless times, how have I become such an introvert when it comes to socializing? It baffles me, honestly. I used to be the type of person to go talk to everyone, literally anyone. My parents could, when I was a child, push me. Like we were on vacation, they would push me in the pool and say, go talk to somebody else. I would just talk to strangers. In uni, beginning of uni, I read Strangers My Freaking Diary. I would be so open and social, and all of a sudden, I turn into this introverted person that has a social battery that runs out after some time. And why? Growing into adulthood, all of a sudden, I started questioning myself a lot. I started to feel insecure about what I had to offer in conversations. I also learned that my opinion wasn't always appreciated or even accepted by my peers, and that not every person posing as a friend turns out to be one. So now this is something I have to work on. I have to kind of push myself to be social and sometimes even try to trust people again with my opinions. Like, I don't trust everybody with my opinions because I know I cannot talk openly about certain things with people because I will be canceled. How did I become so goddamn insecure is a question I ask myself all the time. Well, I turned 20 and it all went downhill from there. Obviously, entering my 20s and entering adulthood is not the sole reason as to why I lost a pretty big portion of my self-confidence, but adulting has me in shambles sometimes. I feel more insecure about my appearance than ever before in my life, which is very weird considering I looked like this in high school. I also struggle with being positive about the future, which I also never did as a teen, because I was always working towards something. There was always a clear finish line. For instance, like graduation or a certain grade. But now, I have no idea where I'm going anymore. There is no finish line. I feel so overwhelmed by the choices that I could make, while at the same time feeling like I have no options at all. I keep thinking that I have to make one decision and stick to that to be successful, whether that being a career choice or a family choice. And it has to be the right decision, because if I make the wrong decision, then, over time, ultimately, I'm going to fail and be forever dissatisfied in life. Hello, pressure's turned on a 100,000. It honestly feels like time is racing, and I have to make all these important life decisions in the span of 10 years, because once I turn 30, I have to be settled. I have to have my shit figured out. Like, I want to have a family at 30. And I know that this time frame of turning 30 is really just societal expectations that are ingrained in my mind, and I don't have to follow those. But as a very wise person named Lessing once said, "Es sind nicht alle frei, die ihrer Ketten spotten." And that's very true. As young adults, oftentimes we crave the guidance of an adult way more than we ever did before in our lives, which is so weird because we always wanted to be responsible for ourselves and make our own decisions and be freed from our parents. But then all of a sudden you have all these responsibilities and you don't know how to handle them. Oftentimes that makes me feel like I'm an indecisive child that simply cannot get their shit together. I've been an adult for over 6 years now, and I still every day don't feel like I can live on my own. Like, I just want to be a child again. I want mom to make all the decisions for me. But we need to remind ourselves that we will grow with our responsibilities and we will find ourselves if we keep searching. No adult in the whole wide world has always known what to do and how to do it and how to battle any challenge. Not your teacher, not your mom, not your colleague, your boss, or your grandpa, nobody. Everybody had to go through the mud to come out on top. That's just how it works. They're called growing pains for a reason. So no, your 20s might not be the most amazing years of your life, but they might be the most exciting, the most interesting. They will definitely be the years that you will look back on and you will remember. Not because you want to live that mess again, but because they made you the person that you are today. Plus, in retrospect, things are never as bad as they seemed when you were experiencing them. Of course, there's always exceptions to that rule, to any rule. And this is all I wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to get all of that off of my mind, get those thoughts out and into the world. And now you have them. You can do whatever you want with them. Congratulations. No, seriously, I hope that this helped you a little bit, maybe gave you some perspective on why, you might be feeling like your 20s are not as great as everybody always describes them to be, or as you thought they might be. Definitely always be proactive. Most of the time, it's the things we didn't do, didn't say, didn't experience that we will regret later on in life, not the things that we actually did do. So go ahead, make some wrong choices, some bad decisions, and learn from your mistakes and your failures, and give yourself time and space to actually experience your growth, because learning and growing is what life is all about. Life isn't about being the best, the richest, or the most beautiful. It's just about living and about being a little bit happy while you're passing time. Wow. That's all the words that I have for today. I hope you're doing well, and if you like this video, I would love it if you gave it a thumbs up, because that helps this channel a lot. Also, subscribe to see this face a lot more, because I upload videos pretty regularly. Not every week anymore, because I have a full-time job now and it's like a lot of work, but every once in a while, definitely. So keep up, we'll see each other, and bye-bye. What is this wave?